if we want to do something with this string operations, okay, if we want to check, there is something known as checking substrings. What do you mean by checking substrings? Let's say if we have, let's say if we have any of the rows which contains these specific things, then those are going to be returned here. Okay, let's say, let's see what is the df2, what is the data frame 2. The data frame 2, you can see there are email names. Okay, what are emails? Alice at the rate example, bob at the rate sample.org, charlie at the rate test.com. Now what we are doing, if we are trying to check if it contains something known as this. Let's say if you are going to check if there is an organization or domain name of sample.org. Let's say out of all the email column, in the email columns, let's say if you have all the emails, and if you want to check if this kind of domain name is present or not. So how you are going to check that? As you know, this the email column itself has all the string operations in it. Okay, these are all strings, right? If you have all the strings in it in the email column, then you can know that you can perform the string operations. See, dot str in the df2 emails, I mean to say in the email column, you can perform the string operations, and you are going to check if there are any name which starts with at the rate simple. So you can see at the rate sample, sorry, not simple, it is at the rate sample. Now if you can see if there is anything present like that, then you are going to come up with that thing here. Let's say if you run this data frame 2. Now what this contains, it tries to say that if this sample at the rate sample is present inside this emails row, in each and every row, it is going to check for each and every row, and it tries to check if there is a sample at the rate sample, this specific word has been present or not. If this specific word is present, then it's going to return true here. So this is a Boolean thing. If it is present, then it is true. Now in the email section, you can see that in the first row, you can see there is a sample, right? So that's the reason if it found at the rate sample here, what you are checking at the rate sample. If it is fine, then you are returning true. If you're not fine, then you are returning false for all the rows. That is how you can check if something is present, if the domain name is present, if you know the domain name, if you want to check it across the column, and you can check it using this specific word. You need to mention that specific word which you are going to check, and you need to use this dot contains functions for it. Now, that is how you are going to check. Let's say if you want to check this specific thing is present or not. Let me run it in different cells here. So left me, let me run it in different cells here. So how we are going to check? Let me run here data frame 2. Now what it is doing, it is going to check if, let me run this, let me run this. Yeah, why we can see that? Yeah, we can see this here because we already ran this cell and we are running that on top of that cell. That is why we can see the df2 there on the top. Now let me run this thing here. Yeah, what is happening now? It is going to check if there is something known as starts with Alice. If you can see an email name in the entire email, in the every row, it is going to check if it is starting with this specific word here, Alice. If you can see that specific word, if you see any row in the emails column starting with Alice, then you are going to return that. Here, look at this. He has created a new column. We have created a new column. What's the column name? Starts with Alice. Starts with Alice. What does this column tries to do? This column is trying to take, first of all, it tries to see all the rows of these emails. After checking all the rows from this emails column, it is trying to check if it is starting with Alice. If it is starting with Alice word, if it is starting with Alice word in each and every row, then it is going to return true. If it is not, then it is returning false. That is what it is happening here.